This is the justification of the need for our program. Depression is a very common illness which will affect 20%, which is 1 in every 5 people of Australians at some point in their lives. People suffering from depression find it hard to function every day and may become withdrawn and isolate themselves from activities they once enjoyed. Short and long-term effects of depression range from out-of-character moodiness, increased irritability, frustration, isolation, and withdrawing oneself. Also, a loss of appetite, sexual drive, exercise, and any other pleasure activities, as well as sleeping patterns differ all the time, alcohol and drug use, staying home from school and work, physical health complaints such as increased fatigue or pain, taking unnecessary risks, and the slowing down of thoughts and actions and decreased concentration levels. Depression can be so severe that if left or untreated can lead to self-harming and even suicide. Depression not only affects the individual but also their family and friends. Their support networks have to also cope with the emotions that the individual is suffering from. There are several determinants that may lead to the signs and symptoms of depression. Genetically and biologically, a young homosexual is already trying to understand and cope with their differences and discover their own identities. Being different from most other adolescents can be extremely difficult to cope with and can severely affect on one's self-esteem. Low self-esteem is often flagged as a predictor of adolescence depression. Collaboratively, determinants such as behaviours, environment and social settings collectively can determine the impacts of an individual's emotions and mental health states. For example, gay hate crimes directed at homosexuals can severely impact and influence the mental health state of an individual. Behaviours such as bullying, harassment, and open vilification of homosexuals negatively impacts their lives, thus the possibility of depression is much greater. Schools who do not proclaim intolerance to these hate crimes and sufficiently discipline students who demonstrate behaviours such as these can also lead to depressive states. If students cannot have safe places to go or feel excluded from others and feel that there is not enough support services, life can be difficult. For example, schools could represent the homosexual community by displaying the gay pride flags just like we represent the Aboriginal community by placing the Aboriginal flag beside the Australian flag. Students who do not have access to counselling or spaces such as Queer Space to relax and enjoy themselves can feel very cut off and isolated, bringing them down into depression.